Good morning. So, funny story. My aunt made this blanket for Joelle and gave it to me at her baby shower, and it has snowmobilers on it because her dad is a major thriller snowmobiler. Is that not the funniest? And then this side is just cute polka dots, but it's like her favorite, huh? You love it? Yeah. So, I got a lot of good feedback from my previous What I Eat in a Day video. A lot of moms liked to see ways that they can incorporate fruits and veggies into their diets more, and that's what makes my heart beat. So if I can just inspire you to eat more fruits and vegetables, I'm gonna do it. So to cook my breakfast, it takes 7 minutes on one side in the oven, and then you flip them over and do 7 minutes on the other. So I've been having a race against myself, and I've got 4 minutes left. So far, I've started a load of laundry, taken out the trash, got my lemon water. I gotta drink this before I eat my cookies, and then held her. So not very much, but I'm gonna see now what I can get done in the next 7 minutes. So as you can probably tell, I've had a shower and I washed my hair because I washed it last Friday and it's now Wednesday, which is gross. I am constantly getting questions from people about why I've chosen to eat plant-based, and where I get my protein is probably the main question I get. So before I ate plant-based, I was obviously eating my protein from meat. You know, you're getting your protein because meat is considered a complete protein. Animal meat is, because what is protein? Do you guys know what that is? So protein is a chain of amino acids that your body needs. They are essential to your functioning of your body. And animal protein has all of those amino acids complete in just its animal meat. So that's complete protein. So then if I'm not eating meat, where am I getting my protein? It's a great question, and I get asked it all the time, so I just kind of wanted to put it in here, and I'll probably talk about it more. Plants also have protein. So really, you name it, you name the vegetable, you name the fruit, it probably has a dose of protein in it. It might be minute, it might be small. Other plant foods are going to have more, like beans and lentils and chickpeas, and spirulina has a lot of protein in it. I get my spirulina every day through my Shakeology, but that's a really high one. Seeds, nuts, nut butters, rice, really, the list goes on, and you would be shocked that there is protein in plant foods. Now, some plant foods, not to confuse you more, aren't complete proteins like meat is. Some plant foods, you guys probably know, beans and rice. You know, you go and you get beans and rice, and they go together. Well, it's cool that they go together because together they create a complete protein. So when I'm eating beans, I'm making sure I'm getting rice, I'm making sure I'm getting oats, I'm making sure I'm getting some other side of that chain that I need to make that a complete protein. Does that make sense? So I get asked a lot, where do I get my protein? I don't want to be protein deficient. But honestly, have you ever heard of somebody being protein deficient? Unless they're malnourished or starving. If you're malnourished and starving, you are not going to be getting enough protein, and therefore you're going to be protein deficient along with deficient in all the other vitamins and minerals. But if you're eating plants and you're eating enough calories for your body, if you're eating enough food, you're going to be getting enough protein. I have a lot of books I've read and listened to that I would love to share with you guys. The first one being called, it's personally my favorite so far, it's called How Not to Die by Dr. Greger. He is a doctor, an MD, and he has taken the course of nutrition and realizing that the body can heal itself of many, many ailments. Ailments on its own if you're feeding it properly and what it needs. If you're scientific, you want to know facts about eating plant-based, read How Not to Die by Dr. Greger. If you want to read another fact-based book, you can download the China Study. I forget the author of that one. I can put it in the comments below. I'll link all the books in the description below. Whole is another great book you can read. I have a bunch of YouTube people that I follow that I can link down below, and just a bunch of resources, documentaries you can watch. And I'm kind of a fact-based person. I like to know the facts, and so when the first book I read was How Not to Die by Dr. Greger, and I highly recommend it. It was so nice for me to be able to have him back up the studies that I could go look up if I wanted to, and have it talk about how eating a plant-based diet is optimal for our bodies. There's how long? It's called The Greatest Speech You'll Ever Hear. I can link that below as well. And in there he talks about a couple funny things that I could talk for hours about this, you guys, but I wanted to put a little clip in here about where I get my protein, and I get my protein from plants because plants have protein is basically what it comes down to. Okay, cool. In that speech he talks about, and in the book he talks about our intestines and the length of our intestines to our body, so our torsos. Our length of our intestines are 10 to 15 times the length of our torsos. That's how long those intestines are that run through our bodies, okay? If you look at the intestines of true meat-eating animals like coyotes and, basically savage animals that will eat anything, they don't care if the carcass has been laying on the road for 3 weeks. They will eat it. They don't care if it's freshly hunted. They're going to eat it. So their length of their intestines is only about 3 to 5 times the length of their body. So if you compare it, 3 to 5 times for meat-eating animals, or 10 to 15 times for herbivores, which is what our intestines are truly made to be eating, is plants. And if you look at them and you stick meat, something really hard to digest, something that can be full of bacteria and viruses, such as food poisonings, you know how we get that, and then you get the sharts for a long time. Yeah, I just said that. But that meat is stuck in your intestines, and this animal that truly is supposed to eat meat, it digests and is out of there before those pathogens can really hurt him. But us, it stays in there and stays in there and stays in there and slowly travels through our intestines, and you're not feeling so hot all the time. Once you've truly eaten a plant-based way, you realize that your intestines are awesome when you're feeding them right. And I can truly agree to this because the reason I went plant-based was I was having intestinal issues. After I had Joelle and we got our thrush, which is a whole nother video, I was scared of eating carbs and fruit and basically anything that was carbohydrate. So beans, all of these foods I was afraid to eat, so I wasn't getting enough fiber in my diet. And I was eating a lot of meat to make up for the calories I wasn't getting other places, and that was bogging me down. I literally was having crazy toilet issues. If you guys want to message me and you want to know what these are, I will tell you, but I'm not going to tell you on this video for the public to hear. But I was having psychotic, crazy issues trying to go to the bathroom. That scared me. Not even 24 hours after I had started eating plant-based, I didn't have one of the scariest issues that I had been having before. And I haven't had it since then, 3 months later. And I've had crazy better energy. I feel like my body is functioning and working and everything is going well in it. And I just want to scream from the rooftops how amazing this is and how you don't need to be afraid of lack of protein. You're going to get enough if you're eating enough. So I think I'll stop there. There are a few other things I want to cover, but I think that'll be good for now. If you guys have any questions of that below, please type them. Maybe I'll do like a Q&A sometime and answer more questions that you may be worried about or wonder about.
My hubby's way too excited! Scooter!
So me and Jojo are just getting ready to eat dinner and Daddy should be home soon. Today we're having stuffed sweet potatoes. So I baked my sweet potatoes at 400 for about an hour and 10 minutes. And then while that was cooking and almost done, I did white beans and black beans and mixed them together with a tomato, fire roasted tomato, and then topped it with some guacamole and a side of watermelon.